So today is actually my first day of teaching Chinese students in a university in China. So I'm going to take you guys along with me. I will be teaching academic English to postgraduate students, and there's about 60 students in the class, so a little nerve-wracking. And the other thing is that, I only just turned 24 this year, so my students are going to be around the same age as me, if not a little bit older. So we'll see how they kind of take that. But yeah, I'm just walking to my classroom at the moment. It's really hot, really humid. So I'm just trying not to sweat on my way to class. And when I get there, I can show you around a bit. So this is my classroom. And I've got a projector, my lectern where I'll be standing, whiteboard. And I even have one of these things. This microphone. And also has you can control the slides, and there's a laser function as well. Oh my god, the most embarrassing thing happened. I was not even meant to be teaching today. So I get there at 8:30 in the morning and no one turns up. And maybe 10 minutes later, like 5 students come in. And they say their class is at 9 o'clock. And I'm like, did I look at the timetable wrong or something? Like, what is going on? And then they're saying, oh no, we're not learning academic English, we're learning something to do with safety. And I'm like, this is not my class, what is going on? So actually it's next week that I start. But yeah, we had a demo run, so that's that. Kind of embarrassing because I'm going to have these students for the rest of the semester. But at least this embarrassing thing happened only with a few students there, not like the whole class. So at least, yeah, not everyone knows. But I'm sure the word will spread. So yeah, I'll keep you updated and film next week. So this is round 2. I'm actually teaching today, at least I really hope so. But yeah, this is the fit check. I bought this blouse from a wholesale market. Do I think I actually got ripped off? I paid 150 RMB. So anyone please tell me if that's overpaying. I kind of think it is because the lady smiled after I bought it. But yeah, I gotta look the part. I've gotta try and make myself look a bit older because I am teaching postgraduates. But yeah, I'm really excited to teach this morning. I can't wait to meet my students and yeah, get to know them and start the class. So I'm just on my way now. I'll be there in a couple minutes. So I don't think I can really film inside whilst the class is running. I'll try my best to get a bit of footage, but if not, I'll just talk about how it all went after the class. So I just had my first class. It actually went better than I expected. Standing in front of 60 odd students for 2.5 hours and having them listen to me talk for that whole time and try to interact with them and do group activities and stuff like that. That is quite daunting when you just think about it like that. So I actually, thought things would go a lot more less smoothly, but I actually am really happy with how my first class turned out, and all the students seem to really like me and enjoy the class. So I even had a few of them reach out to me through WeChat. WeChat in China, that's what everyone uses, this app to communicate. And so we made a group chat, and some of them have just sent me messages directly saying, I am so happy to meet you, teacher. You're really super beautiful and gentle. I'm like, oh, this is the first time I've met them, and they're all really lovely and nice. Another one said, Dear Professor Tess, this is an essay. I am not a professor, but thank you for thinking that I am. Dear Professor Tess, I really enjoyed the first class of English today. My name is and I'm looking forward to learning more in your course this semester. Best. It's so formal. I mean, we are learning academic English, and maybe that's why she sent it in this format, but that is super sweet. And so yeah, I'm just so excited to build more connections with my students and get to know them better. And yeah, it was a good first impression for the first class, I think. It was really interesting because they all seemed really eager to learn. I get to class half an hour early. It started at 8:30 and I get there at 8, and there's already lots of students already, in the classroom waiting for me to start. And I'm like, you're half an hour early. What are you doing here? So that was also one of the reasons why I couldn't film, because I just found it was gonna be like awkward if I set up my camera and then start filming when they're there. But I will try to film more in-class content like in future videos. But yeah, my impression of the students, they're really eager to learn, but at the same time, they're like just so shy to express themselves and speak up in class. If I ask a question, I get silence for a minute or two, and I have to like repeat myself or change the phrasing or offer some suggestions for what they could say, things like that to like prompt them to actually be willing to speak up. So that's kind of something that I will have to deal with. And maybe that is because actually a lot of them did not have exposure to a native English teacher when they were learning English. I spoke to a few, and this is the first time in all of their English learning that they actually are being taught by a foreign English teacher. Like, they're postgraduates now, from kindergarten all the way up until university. They have had Chinese teachers teaching them English. So I think that is just one of the reasons why they're a bit reluctant to speak up in class, is because, they just haven't had that exposure or environment to practice English. What I find like absolutely hilarious though is that whenever I ask a question and they want to answer, I choose them, they literally just stand up and then tell me, like, it's okay, you can sit down and still respond to me. I don't need you to like stand up. I think this is just like a habit that has been instilled in them when they were like in primary school and high school, that you have to stand up and then say what you want to say. But I just find it really hilarious that, it's so formal. It's like they're in trouble. They just stand up and it's like I'm going to scold them or something. No, like, it's fine. I think this might also be another reason why, they're kind of more shy to speak, is because they have to stand up in front of everyone. But I think next class, I'm going to communicate that, you don't have to stand up to give me your answer. It's fine. You can just take a seat. You can just sit down and tell me. That's fine. Another thing is that it's really common in Chinese schools to have like a class monitor. And oh my God, this is like the best thing ever that happened to me, because I can just choose a class monitor and they will take care of like a lot of academic stuff. They will translate things in the chat for other students. They will help me hand out different materials and resources to students. They'll help with so many different things that, I just then don't have to worry about. And this is like one of the best things about like the Chinese system here, at least. They have a class monitor that they can help you out a lot, which this just does not happen, or is not even a concept in like Western education systems, I don't think. At least not when like I was at school. So yeah, this is just something else that's really interesting and different compared to where I am from back at home. I have to clarify though that like the class monitor is a student themselves. So I will just choose who I want to be my class monitor, or they put up their hand and volunteer. So they are also a student, but they will help me and support other students at the same time. Anyway, I'm really glad that the first class worked out well. And yeah, I'm just super excited for the rest of the semester, and I'll keep you updated.